back to Twitch at Gamescom 2016. I am here with Future Man, John Carnage, Don Fuwars, myself, and we have the guys here from Kalypso and Kite Games to show us a little bit of Sudden Strike 4, which is actually out now. So hopefully the people took some time away from playing it.
It's not out now. It's in pre-order now.
Pre-order now. Oh, we'll get it.
It'll be out in Q2 2017.
Okay, so
okay, cool.
That's literally right around the corner.
Yeah.
There's not that many queues in 2017, so
Yeah.
I'm excited
Yeah.
to take a look at it.
Yeah.
But break it down for a little bit of Sudden Strike 4. What can we expect?
Yeah.
'Cause I see some German campaigns, some Allied campaigns, a little Soviet action.
Yeah, well, Sudden Strike is a series that's Second World War RTS, really hardcore focused, and we're bringing back the series after the last game, I think it was 2007. So
it's
after
been a while.
nearly 10
Yeah.
years. So.
Wow.
Well, look, Kalypso is pretty known for like bringing back all our piece, and we're doing this because we actually want to play these games. So we have a German campaign, Soviet campaign, Allied campaign, over 20 missions in there, and of course we'll have all the big battles that you expect from a Second World War game. And we like to call this actually an RTS RTT, so more like a real-time tactics game. Because
Okay.
aside from
Adding an extra few letters in there.
Yeah, I know, man. Alphabet's not my friend, so I'm trying to figure RTS, RTT?
RTS,
Yeah.
RTT, like more
Riddles.
real-time tactics
Riddles.
games.
Well, okay, cool.
Well, because the difference to games like Command & Conquer and stuff like that is you have no base building in this game. You will need to work with
base building?
no base building. You will need to work with the units that you get, and you need to be clever and tactical and very smart about what units you use for what. And we'll show you that in the game.
Yeah, well, let's take a
sounds
look.
pretty
Let's jump
different
into
and
this.
cool.
Let's start seeing what's going on with this.
So the mission that we're going to show you today is the Battle of Stalingrad. So
One of my
you
favorite
see that
battles.
this is the map for the German campaign. It spans throughout all of Europe, and you're going to visit like from the Battle of Poland to the liberation of Berlin in the Soviet campaign. A little bit special that we put on top of the old Sunstrike games is the general system. So for each mission you can kind of decide which general to choose. One is very much focused on tank warfare, the second one is very much focused on infantry warfare, and the third one is focused on support and artillery and stuff like that. And the better you progress in the game, the more stars you earn in each mission, the more you can invest in the skills that each of them has. And we wanted this to not be like 300 skills that just give you like, hey, you get like 2% on speed and 1% on armor, stuff like that.
Right.
We
Those are my favorite upgrades.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've gained
Point 0007 extra.
Accuracy.
We
Yeah.
wanted this to be very much that each skill actually gives you something that is a new feature. So, for example, the infantry general will give you smoke grenades if you invest in him. And actually, with smoke grenades, you can do some missions completely different. Like you could like sneak up on AT guns and get them from behind and stuff like that. Okay,
Cool.
so of course these are based on historical figures. So the Guderian general will be very much focused on tank warfare.
Heinz Guderian.
Hans Guderian.
Nice.
So we jump into the Battle of Stalingrad. You can kind of get some historical background, and you see on the top. We gotta go back a bit. You see on the top.
He's ready to play.
He's ready to play, but he's excited to show it.
Fast, though. You see on the top, you can get like 3 stars, depending on how well you do in the game, in a mission, and then you unlock challenges. So, for example, the first challenge might be, get through this mission, but all of your vehicles only have like 20% of fuel at the beginning, so you need to kind of hold on to the fuel that you actually got.
Replayability, okay.
Yeah,
difficult.
So we want the player to have a lot of replayability in the sense that, okay, what can I do with this general? What can I do with this new feature and this new skill that I have? And try to like think about, hey, this mission, how will it pan out now that I have this skill? Let's go back to that again. So,
What if
not
those
only the
tanks were
20
hybrids, though?
Yeah.
Hybrid tanks that run off of like that
fuelless?
fuelless
Gotta
hybrid
plug in
tanks
your
that
tank?
could go on for miles
It's a
and
line
miles
of
and
tanks
miles.
plugged into fuel
Yeah,
chargers.
Tesla tanks.
So
That'd be amazing.
that'll be then the San Francisco DLC.
Okay, he's good. He's good. He knows what's up. So what is this?
This is kind of like the basic setup that you have for the mission. So in each mission you kind of get, okay, do this, do that, but how you do this is kind of up to you. So you just get the basic like troop movements that you need to do. So for Stalingrad, your first objective is to get into the industrial area of the city, which is the two red things there, and free the tractor factories that are there. And then get to the Volga River, which is the one on the top.
You're gonna park that.
And this is telling you how the best way to do it, or do you have to do it this way?
No, you can do it any way you like.
Okay.
But this is just the general.
You know, that's the way I would do it.
It's like the playbook.
Okay, it's
like
the playbook.
John Madden's like, all right, you're gonna go in there.
Yeah, okay. All right. Let's blow some stuff up. Let's see how this looks.
Go deep, and then you throw it to the guy, and if he catches it, it's a touchdown.
I wish John Madden would have been a general. That would be crazy. Is that a new DLC too? No, probably not.
General Madden.
General Madden.
Mad Dog Madden.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that each of the different generals that you can select have their own different capabilities and abilities. But can you branch out and sort of learn? And you learn the abilities one guy might know that somebody else doesn't. And sort of.
Yeah. You can specialize in one, or you can just like get all of them up to a certain degree.
Okay.
So you get into the mission, and in Stalingrad, it's already like completely devastated by the war. There was like to and fro in the city throughout all of the war, and this is one of our first main objectives, like the left and right side of the tractor factories. And we try to be very authentic with all of this. So this tractor factory, the Red October tractor factory, is still standing today. There's a very giant building. You can see it on Google Maps.
That's awesome. Like the Red October, like the hunt for. That Red October?
Everything was called Red October.
Yeah. Just covered everything.
Yeah. So the first objective is to get into that area, and you see we only get a few tanks here, and normally like you can't really tank rush in this game. Like this is not like okay, just shove everything in there and hope they'll survive. You'll be run over very quickly here. You need to be very careful about this. So the first thing that we see is a downed Russian tank and some troops defending it. But you already saw that they're firing up a flare.
Yeah.
And this is actually not a scripted event. The AI will actually evaluate if they can win a battle against you.
What?
And then they will, if they think they can't win it, they will call for help. And they will actually,
cool.
They will actually evaluate what troops you bring to the battle and call the right troops to counter that. So if you only bring tanks to the battle, they will bring AT guns in from the troops that are on the map somewhere.
So what you're saying is, if you want to win, do it with flair.
Or Ric Flair.
Yeah, so you see that there are some exclamation marks on the tank, and it tells you that the tank's damaged. So you can select the tank there a bit. The other one, the Soviet one. So you see that on the detail window there.
On the bottom left?
Yeah, on the bottom.
Oh, right.
Yeah. The bottom there, you can see that its engine is destroyed. The next one would be tracks, then the turret, and it just doesn't have troops in it because they're flat.
Right.
Yeah. So what we need to do is we need to repair it, of course. So the repair vehicle can actually repair. Like the bigger ones, like the engine, for example.
Yeah.
And then we need to put some of our own troops in there, so we can take over the tank.
Occupy enemy vehicles?
Yeah, you can occupy enemy vehicles if you've shot out all of the defending troops. So, and then we're repairing it, and the next few icons that you see is it doesn't have ammunition anymore, and it doesn't have fuel anymore. So the Opel Blitz that you see on the right side, the supply truck is now resupplying it. So this is a game where not every unit has like endless ammunition, endless fuel. You'll need to like go slowly towards each goal and see which unit to resupply. For example, artillery will run out of ammunition pretty quickly.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And the enemies can also reoccupy your vehicles?
Yeah, they could actually. They could, yeah.
Ready, sir.
So the next step would be to look around these streets and see what actually would be the next step to do. So it's the player is free to go everywhere, and he can also kind of destroy everything that he sees, like the buildings and stuff like that.
What is kind of mean? Like you can't destroy?
Yes, some buildings are like unique and they will be staying there. But you see, like this house, he completely like tear it down. and you can see that the enemy has some soldiers inside the house.
They should get out of there.
They should get out
They
of
should
there.
probably get out.
But too late, bam, they're gone. Yeah.
Never bring a rifle to a tank fight. That's what I always say.
That's it. Yeah.
We're safe
But
in this building.
actually, the units, the soldiers that you put into a building, they will. It's not like simulated. They will actually move around in the building. It's completely dynamic.
That's pretty cool.
And they will be smart about who is actually looking out of the window. So if there's a tank outside of the window, the guy with the bazooka will get to the window and shoot at a tank. If there's just infantry outside, the infantry guys or the sniper will get at the window and shoot up from there.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would run. I
So
would
the
just
next.
run.
Yeah. Sorry. No. You got a question now.
No, I was just saying I would run.
Yeah,
I would
okay,
run far away.
So the next step would be to get into the next area, but the Panzers can't move through this area because it's too narrow. There's all the rubble there. They can't move there, so they need to go past this area. Actually, there's some troops, but there shouldn't be a big problem. But what we'll see quickly is the area on the left side.
That's me running.
Oh, you made it away into the
Yeah,
smoke.
you got
Oh,
away.
no, I
Oh,
don't know.
no.
I don't know. He
Yeah,
looks like he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. He's
Go.
So the area to the left side now, we'll quickly find out that there's a minefield there.
Oh.
So you can lay mines, you can also run into mines, and only infantry
no.
troops can find the mines.
Okay.
They could pick them up, but for the demonstration, you
Yeah.
just like get rid of them by shooting at them.
Okay.
But there'll be another problem actually. Mossi, if you move into the area, then you can see like.
Look how he's just throwing him into the fray. Just go in there.
Go in, go
All
in
the
there.
mines are gone.
But sir, go! You have your orders.
Oh, they're getting popped.
General.
Oh,
General.
If I
It's
saw
a
a
trap.
tank, dude, I'm not there.
No.
If I saw anybody with that kind of artillery, I'm not there.
It's like, now remember, you gotta get the button power
Yeah.
in there. You
General
gotta dive
Matt.
through the
Oh,
open.
yeah. General Madden's giving us advice again.
Yeah.
First
So,
down.
yeah, you will see that there is an anti-tank
Hiding.
Iron Man's hiding in the back of the street. So it wouldn't be wise to go in with our tanks.
Nope.
So we circle them with our infantry.
Are you guys just shooting at
and
it?
shoot them in the back? You know.
Oh.
Yeah, hit it from the back every time.
Flanking.
Once in a while.
Yes, that's right.
So and as soon as Attila has managed to get these AT guns down, we can move in with our panzers and go to the next.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see, like, I often compare this to a grand puzzle. No,
I see a little bit of a
map
grand-
is kind
yeah,
of like
so do I.
a grand puzzle that you need to solve. Taking each step very slowly and like thinking hard about how to best deploy your troops here.
Does it get super hard?
Well, if you try it yourself, you can.
Oh, I would last 5 minutes. The menu looked difficult to me. I'm not very smart. But is this game like incredibly difficult for people if they want it to be?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Sounds like those challenges earlier. That's maybe where like
Yeah, that's where
players
it's
just
really,
excel
really
at
hard.
this.
Yeah.
Then they have those that can make it harder and harder.
It's still not a very like it's not a casual game. It's
like
a
a-
hardcore RTS RTT game.
Yeah.
But you know, when you talk about tactical games, often the problem with that is either you get it or you're frustrated and you just don't pick up and play it anymore.
Right.
So what we wanted to do with this game is kind of like we don't want to punish you for being dumb.
Hey!
But we,
Right up your
I
alley.
feel at home, guys.
I figure you'll like that. But
I do.
I figured you'd like it, dumbass.
But
He's so dumb, he doesn't even know I'm insulting him. No, okay, well, so we don't want to
but we
punish
want
you
you
for that.
to reward you for being smart.
Right.
So what we do is we implemented a system in the game that constantly checks if you're doing something tactically smart. So if you're kind of doing a side movement and attack troops from the side or from the back, hurting them in where their armor is weakest, you'll get a badge. You'll get a reward for that.
Oh,
If your medics are quickly reviving your troops, you'll get a medal for that. If you use ambushes very wise, you'll get a medal for that. So. And these all play into the final score that you get for a mission.
Great.
So that a player always knows, hey, hell, I have got a medal for this. Like, maybe I'll do this more often.
Yeah.
So he kind of gets the hang of the tactical side of the game by just playing along.
Sure.
It's not like you force anyone to play any certain
Yeah.
way, but you kind of like,
Yeah, good job. You kind of pat him on the back.
Yeah, you pat him on the back.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
reward him for playing nice and tactical.
Yeah.
Okay, so we gathered around this market place area here, and we want to go to the north side. But if we go into this area, we will see that the enemy has placed anti-tank guns in this side area as well. So we.
Oh, he's gonna get. Oh man, dude.
Artillery.
What were you doing?
Johnson!
So okay,
Oh,
he was
man.
smart only to send one soldier in. You know what? Collateral damage.
Yeah.
But we actually move around this area. There's panzer blockades here, so we can't go through that with our tanks.
Yeah.
But we can use the infantry that we got as reinforcements to move into this area. So there are trenches here, and we try to move like mortar in like this, and move it from the back, and some grenades.
Oh,
in
what's
there as
that?
well.
Oh,
There we
they shot
go.
a flare. They're asking
And
for help.
they're calling
Yeah.
for help as well. So there will be help coming from the side area. So Attila needs to be very quick about getting rid of this artillery.
These dudes just showed up real
Yeah.
quick.
Oh, wow.
And get rid of the artillery, and then get rid of the AT guns as well, so he can move in the tanks before the reinforcements actually come. This is just like a few infantry guys coming for the AI, but there'll be coming some tanks from the side area.
Oh,
Earn that medal.
Are your
combat medal.
characters leveling up? I see like numbers next to them, or is that their squad? Is that a squad?
That's a squad. I
Okay.
mean, you can do.
Make
you
a
can
little
put them
hotkey.
in. Yeah, hotkeys like 1, 2, 3.
Good.
Yeah.
Just for extra tactics.
You will have some.
Yeah.
You will have some elite crews that later on. That,
All right, cool.
That are very smart about have some, like a better eyesight and stuff like that.
Nice.
So he'll get rid about the AT guns here, and then
Those guys need to just abandon that post.
I know.
They told us to
Yeah,
watch
abandon
this
it.
way.
There's
They're
only
getting
two
shot
of
in the
us.
back, like,
I
just
just
hold
hand
it.
over the rifle. Sorry.
Actually, those tanks, the anti-tank
to be louder.
cannons, those anti-tank cannons, they are entrenched. You see the sandbags.
Can't turn them around.
They can't turn
Yeah,
them
they can't turn around because they're in a trench. Right? They're like
Again,
put down-
abandoned
down
shit, man.
Makes sense.
Abandoned
That
shit.
makes
Like, this
sense.
thing's not moving. I can still move. I've got
Yeah.
legs.
Down with the ship,
So
man.
now he's
They're going
actually
down, yeah.
using the AT guns that he got from the enemy, and he turns them towards the area where he expects the reinforcements to come from. Right?
Oh, cool.
Kind of
Here come the
pre-expecting them,
tanks.
and then he can move in his tanks. What you also see is that it started raining here now.
Oh, does
That
that
looks
change?
pretty cool.
Yeah, the rain is actually dynamic, so we have dynamic weather in the game.
Does that change the battle?
Yes, it
What
does.
does it do? It makes the bullets
so in
slippery?
This map, so in this map it doesn't do much because
Yeah.
the whole area is kind of concrete on
Okay.
the floor.
Yeah.
But there will be maps where you have like sandy floor and it will turn completely into mud.
Okay,
And
okay.
that will turn.
That's
in
pretty
turn,
cool.
Yeah, that will in turn like slow down your units or even get them
Oh,
stuck.
sure, yeah.
And we also have snow in the game, snowstorms and stuff like that. So
That's
there will
awesome.
be a lot of stuff that you need to think about when you move your troops.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. It's actually built with the Unity 3D engine.
I don't know what that is, but that sounds awesome.
It's
Better than the Unity 2D engine.
And it looks really
Yeah.
good too.
Yeah, it does. It does. Like,
How close can you zoom in?
we'll zoom in. Zoom in.
What's that license
Yeah,
plate on that
there
Yeah,
it
tank?
it's kind of like the nearest that we let you zoom in.
Yeah.
You can turn the camera a bit so you can look past chimneys and
angles
stuff
and
like
stuff,
that.
yeah.
You wanted to
and
see all the action.
If you zoom
Yeah.
out a lot, then you can see.
I want to see what happened to Johnson. Poor guy.
Johnson!
The backup tanks.
Oh, we got some more tanks?
Yeah, you got some reinforcements. So
Oh, okay.
sometimes you will get
Like a
reinforcements.
checkpoint almost,
Checkpoints
right?
and stuff like that, yeah. But still, you need to work with what you get.
Right.
Okay.
There'll not be like endless reinforcements.
Yeah.
So the next move would be to move into the industrial area, and there's a large gate here. And as soon as we come close to that gate, the Soviets will bring in a giant tank that's called the KV-1 tank. Really tremendous.
Super tank.
Super tank.
Yeah.
And that armor is actually very hard to stretch from the front.
Yeah.
But you can get him from the side, or if you move in with some AT guns and get him. But it's up to the player to decide how he gets around that obstacle. basically, the way that Attila now moved through this area, taking the left side, like the game pans out completely different if he would go through the area on the, if you see on the minimap on the right side. Like he could have chosen that side there, and it's completely different. Like there's more like infantry reinforcements there, and you need
multiple paths. Yeah, you can do a lot of
Do those guys ever pick up on what you're doing? Like if you just obviously there's troops and tanks over there. Would they ever just decide those guys on the left side are being kind of quiet? Maybe we should go check on them, and then they just ever enter the battle, or if you leave them alone, they don't bother you.
They can be reused as reinforcements, yes.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
So the guys from the other, when they shoot the flare, they can call reinforcements from us.
Yeah, so they
if
come
you
from
if you
us.
don't clear that out, you can anticipate them. Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So Attila is actually preparing kind of an ambush for that KV-1, so that once he shows up, you can hit him once with all the firepower he has.
No, you can't let us down.
Yeah.
You've trained for this.
Look at that.
So you see that the yellow symbols here, because you have some infantry in there, they can hear that there's a vehicle coming.
Oh. He's putting them down. Wait, that guy just okay.
There's
He's
a
okay.
giant KV-1 tank.
Oh, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna. He's not gonna fire.
He's gonna make it, but the KV-1 is actually like now seeing that there's enemies around, and you can see that
look at that
some of the
shield.
shots ricochet off the armors because it's very strong. And now the units will actually inform us. Like we can't scratch the armor of that beast. Circle around it, try to find a way to scratch that armor from the side.
The sacrificial tanks are what's up. They're like, we'll cut in front, we'll use our tanks as shields.
Yeah. Well, you can do that actually, like collateral damage.
Yeah.
But there will be other stuff. You could actually use some of the infantry and throw like anti-tank grenades at it and circle around it, so that the tank wouldn't have time to move.
That deflection animation is pretty cool.
So we lost some, but
that guy got popped.
That guy got popped, but we'll have him soon. He already lost his main cannon.
He's going
looks like he
down.
lost more than his main cannon.
Is it? Yeah.
He looks like he is
So that
fully on
was the
fire.
tank you had to hit from the back, right?
Yeah.
Why couldn't the back of the tank be as powerful as the front of the tank?
Because they didn't have unlimited steel at the time. Like they needed.
So there was an actual reason. You're shaking your head like you knew that answer.
It's kind of obvious though. Now, normally they would charge like head on into that. So.
Wow.
You can't fully fortify your tank and steel, or it's going to be too heavy to move.
Not too heavy to move. There was enough steel, man. There's not enough resources.
Whatever. How many of those tanks did they build? That's what I'm saying.
How many did they make of that? Yeah.
Because if they had two, they should have just built one.
You guys know a lot about history. We're just sitting here absorbing it.
Should I
You
give
don't
you
know
the exact
anything.
number of how many KV-1s they built?
Yeah.
Attila, can you do that?
Do you have a program? Do you have an outlet?
No.
Come on, you guys made a history game.
Yeah. But
How do
I
you
can't have all the numbers.
So do you have a historian on site? How do you do this?
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Historian on site.
Yeah, do you have?
Well, actually, it's a house historian, but actually, when we set up, like for example, building the units, like I was sitting in my office, completely surrounded by books, like just saying, okay, this says it kind of had an armor of this, and this says it kind of had an armor of this.
This Twilight was pretty good. This
That's why he was reading Twilight.
Oh my God.
That second book.
The guy sent over a model and said, okay, this is our model for the Panzer III, for example. And I sit there, okay, no, this kind of little muzzle was kind of like
You
a
have
little
to
bit
do
to
that,
the left.
right?
So
You have to do it.
You have to do that because the
fans.
community, they are really focused on this being very authentic. Actually, it's still a game, you know?
Sure.
It's still a game, and we kind of set us the rule that we will have as much authenticity as gameplay provides. Like, so we kind of like thought about, okay, how was it back in the day? We implemented them, and then we look if it's fun to play. If it's not fun to play, we kind of need to change that. But that wasn't really often, I must say. So there's a lot of authenticity in here, but of course there's some things we need to make.
So there's no hoverboards.
No hoverboards.
Safe to say no. We
No
still don't
hover,
actually have
no
those
hover
now.
tanks.
No.
None of that either.
No.
So it's not the future fight.
No.
Oh, it's still current.
So yeah, you know, like what would you say? Like you said, you really took a look and saw what was interesting and how that would play out in a game. Was there anything specifically that you wanted to put in the game, but then you look at it and you're like, it just wouldn't be fun as a game?
Yeah, you know, if you think about, for example, the shooting ranges, like if you would have authentic shooting ranges, you would just keep some of your artillery units at the beginning of the map and just shoot all over the place.
Right.
Is that fun? No, because the defending player, for example, has no idea where the shots are coming from or what even hit him. So we needed to make comments on that. We still keep kind of like realistic changes on that. So of course, like Panzer III cannot shoot as far as Stuttgart, for example. But yeah, that's kind of one thing where you need to make amends.
We're ready, sir.
So what happens when you take over this factory?
Yeah, so you see that you can actually move into the buildings with your troops and fight inside of them because it's really a giant building. But now we come in from different sides. Attila has actually used his troops to bring down one of the side walls of the facility to kind of have a surprise start on that. And we're moving through this factory, clearing it bit by bit to take over it. And there will be some troops that some left behind units that he takes over to build up a more efficient troop than he had at the beginning.
I just don't know what I would do if there was just armored tanks at the doorstep.
You're just gonna probably go the back.
You gotta build a wall.
What would you do?
You gotta build a huge wall.
You could put a flower in it. Maybe hopefully that will work.
You gotta
well.
play this game and find out.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe by playing
you don't
this
even
game,
have
you'll know
to
what to
shoot down
do. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Saying flowers, I mean, the two of us had a long discussion about flowers in the game.
Wait, why? Because there are none?
No, because the graphics artist actually did a house with flowers in the side one. And he was kind of like, this is a war zone, why should they have flowers in one? And I was like, you know what, if they flood the areas, would you think they would take their flowers with them? They would still be there.
Still be flowers,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a kind of like stupid discussion, but that is the kind of stuff you get into doing a game like this.
Yeah.
But who won that argument?
Yeah, who won?
Who won?
Are the flowers in there?
I don't think.
No.
No, he was like,
It took him out. He's like,
So there's no
I don't
flowers
care.
in the game.
I'd
If I look close enough, I can see some. I know I can.
looks like a tulip to me, my friend.
Yeah.
They went home from work and he was like,
Yeah.
get rid of these flowers.
I wish I would have been in that argument.
Delete.
I love flowers. I love orchids. I love that stuff. I would have been on your side.
You're a soft guy, though.
Exactly. I'm a soft guy. Of course I am.
Soft and stupid. Just shows fire on the screen. Love it.
So I think he's finally like come to the end of this area as well.
Okay.
Sending in some troops, but they won't make it against his.
Can you capture those guys or you have to kill them?
You kind of have to.
Kind of have to kill them. You kind of kill them.
Some of the times they'll flee.
Okay.
Or sometimes they just give up.
They give in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, throw down your weapons, bro. Like, guys, let's work together.
It's not worth
You and
it.
me.
So I would have been like, guys, I got the craziest story to tell you. They kidnapped me. I didn't want to be on this side of the team anyways. I would love you guys.
I've got all these flowers.
Yeah, let's do it.
Is there any type of air support ever? Yes.
Oh, cool.
For like paratroopers or?
Yeah, you will have paratroopers,
Sweet.
you have bombers, you will have dive bombers, you will have scout planes as well, so you can kind of see where.
How challenging is it to control like the aerial combat, something like that, when planes are going through? 'Cause obviously with tanks, you can control them to move.
Yeah,
Planes-
actually, you just like you define an area with
You just
planes
call it
control,
in.
you
Yeah, you
call
call
it,
it in.
and kind of like
bomb it.
Yeah, they bomb it. You'll see it at the end of the mission.
So how many different unique troops and tanks do you have?
Yes, so just speaking about vehicles, we have over 100 vehicles in the game.
Oh,
and that
wow.
is not talking about infantry or planes and stuff like
Just
that.
vehicles.
Just
That's a lot.
vehicles, yeah. Well, you need
That's
to
a high
think-
number, John.
Okay, it's a high
Alright.
number.
this
John's
many.
like, all right, I get it. The joke. That's the joke.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you need to think, like, we have German troops in there, we have British, American troops in there, some French tanks as well, some Polish tanks, and Russian tanks as well. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that you need
Cool.
in there. And of course, everybody wants to see their favorite side in the game.
Moving.
So we got some reinforcements there because we freed the area there. And I think Attila is then going to move to the next area. Like, do you guys have any questions in the meantime? Like,
So, like, if he would have played through as one of the different generals, how differently would that have looked? That playthrough right there to that section.
yeah, for example, the the fortification that you just saw, like the sandbags around that, if you played a different general, you wouldn't have that. You wouldn't have the ability to put that up.
Okay.
But you would have the ability to, for example, you use smoke grenades and go around that, so you don't need the fortifications, but you can play it in a completely different way. Also, like you have the ability, because this is a tank commander, you have the ability to open the hatches of the tanks, so somebody will look out of that, and the ranges of the tanks increase, but it also makes it easier for the enemy to shoot that guy on top. So you'll use your units inside the tank.
Risk reward right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but also, for example, if you would take the support commander, you have much more hard-hitting artillery support, which actually helps you with these heavy tanks, because they are not only weak at the back, but they are also weak at the top. The only problem with the artillery is that they are not very precise, so you need some number of them to litter an area with shells and hope for a lucky shot, but then it kills them off pretty quickly.
Okay.
But then it's an absolutely
That support.
These guys know how to play this game.
I would hope so.
I mean, like, they really
It's not like
know.
they're just like, let's have John play. Be like,
I just ran, every time I played, I just ran in charge, and I just never got past that one tank that kept destroying my entire fleet. Yeah. I used every general too, and I couldn't get past it.
Well, actually, like we had a press event in Berlin a few weeks ago with like 50 journalists from all around the world. And the nice thing for me to see was that they all failed at the beginning completely, like really devastated.
Really hard, okay.
But the nice thing to see is that they kept going. Like they were like fixed on that, like really getting a bit further. And that's actually what we try to achieve. Like, getting want to.
Yeah, I would hope so as journalists. You don't just die once. Like, you know what?
you know what?
Broken. Over it.
Games that
Doesn't
do
work.
that, I think, are pretty cool, because it's like you fail, you learn
a
from
bit
it,
more. Yeah.
and then you get better, and then when you finally do succeed, it feels pretty cool.
That was actually what we wanted to achieve with it, so it was nice to see that it actually worked.
Yeah.
Tank souls.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man.
That's a nice. Can we box quote that?
Absolutely.
Tank souls.
Yeah.
John Carnage.
John Carnage said this game's like tank souls.
I think a lot of people will find their style there. Like, for example, the Soviet general, he has a skill where he can use his tanks to ram other tanks. So that's absolutely cool.
That could be your style.
My style would just be going in the whole. But like, there's probably, this is a war field, man.
Ram.
War never changes, man. You're gonna get shot from all directions. Like this right here.
You need the character that's a wrestler.
I need a Terminator. What are you talking about? I need a mech suit. What are you talking about? I need a giant robot.
Mysterio, like.
Rey Mysterio. Come on, Rey Mysterio running.
619.
Yeah, he knows what's up. How about Rey Mysterio in a tank? Can you imagine that right off of the?
What you gonna do when they come for you?
I don't know. So is Mexico in this? Can you have your favorite war? Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on now?
Yeah, so he needs to free the right side of the factory as well before he can move onto the Volga. I think you're in some kind of trouble there, right?
Nice.
He lost some of his troops there. So you see that the infantry units on the left side there
Can
dying.
you just drive over them?
Can you?
Can you drive over them?
Drive over
No,
them.
not
No,
currently.
We found their weakness.
You know,
wouldn't want to
there's
get blood in
kids
the treads of your...
Okay.
Yeah, somebody's that's gonna clean that after, you know.
Yeah.
Like, did you run over another guy? There's mush in your top. Yeah, son of a...
Factories are secure.
Okay, so he freed both of the factories now. Very nice. And now we can move towards the Volga River and have the city for ourselves.
Reinforcements are on the way.
Are there any seedy vans down by the river?
What?
Yeah.
Seedy vans?
What's the city?
Creepy, like...
Down by the river.
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Listen, don't worry about what he's
Not going
saying.
into this.
I thought we could bring up Rey Mysterio. I couldn't bring up SNL references, but that's fine.
Yes, sir.
So what he actually does is he tries to discover a little bit more around that. He wouldn't have to do this, but actually this tank moves back into that area, and we will find it down KV1. Like, you remember the giant tank. It's down, and they hit it in the back of this factory, and we can take it over and just use it to our advantage as
That's
well.
pretty cool.
Very nice thing. Yeah, do you have any questions?
How many separate missions do you guys have that
We
you're
have
planning on?
overtrending missions. dispersed over the 3 campaigns. Like,
Pretty cool.
yeah. And then, of course, you have skirmish missions on top of that, and we have multiplayer for up to 8 people against each other.
Okay.
Actually, 4 versus 4 or less, and you can play with 3 of your friends against 4 AI players as well.
Okay, so how does multiplayer look on this? Because this is, like you said, a strategy puzzle.
Yeah.
But when you're playing against multiplayer,
so
is it more just like chaos?
It's not chaos. It's kind of like a giant warfare battlefield thing.
It's
So
controlled chaos.
It's chaos. It's controlled chaos.
There we
okay.
go.
So, of course, we can't do the giant puzzle thing there, but how it works is you have like flags that give you control points that like each second you get plus X control points.
Yeah.
And then you have points where you can order reinforcements with the points that you have. So if you hold a point very technically savvy, then you can actually get more reinforcements and run over the
Send
enemy.
more and more troops
Oh,
in.
you could just
That's-
squash them out.
It all
Yeah.
comes down to that.
Yeah.
But it will actually be very tactical in the sense of how you place your troops and how the enemy, for example, tries to get around your front lines or try artillery to like spam you out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it'd be crazy.
It does sound like it'd be crazy.
Right?
We're hoping this to be like oh damn, look at this, everything explodes.
Yeah.
But
that's
still
what I
being
want.
very focused on, okay, I need to use this unit very quickly, I need to use this skill very tactically savvy and stuff like that.
And are there like multiple ways to achieve the objectives? Not like approaching them in different ways, but like you can take secure the 2 factories by obviously going and clearing out the enemies. But is there another option to be like, oh, if you just did this, and it would make the guys leave, and you wouldn't have to blow it up?
Is it? You sometimes have something like that.
Well, not here. You can,
Not on this map, but on others.
Yes. On this map, what you can do is like absolutely beat the crap out of them by going on from the sides, because you can tear down the side walls of the entire factory. So you actually...
And it just collapses?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't collapse on their head, but at least it opens up
Different approaches.
alternate routes for you to get in more advantageous positions.
We're ready, sir. On the way.
And to attack the enemy from directions they not anticipating.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ready for duty.
And what happens when you advance to the Volga River? Is that it?
Yeah, that's when the mission is successfully completed. But there's like strong forces in there as well. I think what you want to do.
They're shooting.
It sounds like we're on a battlefield,
It's not
man.
us, right?
Nah.
Okay.
No, it's not your game, no.
So what you want to do is like show them the bomber stuff as well. So you can move like, because let's say we have some time, but
I
show
think-
them how this is done.
Is
Like,
that always available?
that's not always available. They'll notify you. There's like reinforcements available and stuff
Cool.
like that. So he actually got the KB1. So
Oh,
there's a
snap.
bomber.
Oh,
Here it comes.
Tango.
Yeah, zoom out a bit so they can see what damage it actually does. Actually, you will want to. You normally want to.
Oh, they think they bad, huh? Oh, they think they bad.
Not today.
You will actually want to scout ahead the area
Right,
to
right.
make maximum damage, of course. But I wanted to show you how it
See what it
actually
looks like.
goes down.
You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't.
So you
blind
wouldn't just
fire.
fly 'em
You will
out?
actually be smart about it.
Yeah.
Fly them out.
I mean, you could do that. It'd be a waste of it though, because you only get so many.
Yeah,
bomb
you only get
strafing
so many.
runs.
So he's now like he had 2 bomber runs and that's
it.
Yeah. But it depends on what the mission actually gives you.
So you said you guys have tons of different vehicles.
Yeah.
How many different infantry do you have? You got rifle, grenades.
Yeah, you have.
Do you have machine guns?
Submachine guns, machine guns,
Yeah.
snipers, parachuters, medics, engineers, I think.
Anti-tanks.
Anti-tank.
Anti-tank ones as well, bazookas. So yeah, there's
A lot.
a lot. Yeah.
Cool.
Just have like the.
You also have like special troops, for example, that can build pontoon bridges and bunkers and stuff like that. Yeah. Actually, we're coming. I told you we're coming out in the second quarter of 2017 for PC, Mac, Linux, and actually PS4 as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So it
Nice.
will be, I think, one of the first RTS games on PS4.
Get out of
Yeah.
the
And
building.
of
on the
course,
other
there is
side.
always a challenge to bring like a fast-paced RTS game to like controls.
Yes.
It's going to be on the controller, okay.
But actually, we kind of took a step back and think about, okay, how can we bring this to a controller setup? And the first thing that came to our mind is like, what does a normal PC player, RTS player do? First thing that he'll do is grab all of his tanks, do him in control group 1, grab all of his intrigue, bring in control group 2. And that's the first thing that he actually does at the start of any mission. And because we know what troops he has, we thought about, you know what, if all of the players do this anyway at the start of the mission, why not give them these control groups from the very beginning? So you see on the top then, you can see the control groups here. So for each mission we kind of suggest control groups for that you already have in the beginning, and you just cycle through them with the bumpers. So you can just say, okay, control group 1, go there, control group 2, go there, control group 2, go there. And it sounds like a very small detail, but it makes it so much more playable with controller setup. And this is kind of like, sometimes you're so stuck in the ideas of how a game should be played because you're coming from the PC side, that you kind of not take into consideration things that, well, a PlayStation player would not be accustomed to, like how a PC player plays this. So why not do something different? And I think we have a really nice ideas about how to bring this to console.
You're going to use a touchpad at all on there? That could be really interesting.
Yeah, we're still thinking about
it.
that.
Okay.
It's a bit small for this, but we have some ways to use it.
I mean, just the fact that you guys are even bringing this to the PS4, that's brand new and different right there. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you know, like Kalypso is kind of like, we're trying to be the one publisher that brings strategy games to consoles. So we get Tropico on consoles, we did Grand Ages of Medieval on consoles, Xbox, PlayStation, PS3 and PS4 as well. So and that works out pretty well for us. So
yeah, Tropico was a hit, right? I remember that.
Absolutely. I mean, at the beginning, if you say we bring like strategy games to consoles, there are a lot of people that say there's no market for strategy games on consoles. And then you bring a game like this to consoles, and people are buying it like crazy.
Yeah.
So we figured, yeah, maybe there is a market, but there weren't any games on consoles. But there are like a lot of players that actually want to play strategy games on consoles, so why not do it?
So why not deliver what the players want?
I mean, I played it on console. I played the one. There's one that was you're in Cuba, right? You play as Fidel Castro.
Yeah,
I'm from Miami, Florida, bro.
So you're like,
That's not even
Of course
Cuba.
I tried.
right there.
But I'm just saying, I'm from Miami. That's right next to it, bro. It's like
Different
60
countries.
miles away. You can swim it. Michael Phelps, he can swim that. You know that, right?
It's like, I love Russian vodka because I'm from Alaska.
Yeah, okay, whatever. You can say Alaska from this bottle.
You look pretty young to be from Miami. I mean,
What does that mean?
Isn't that not like the senior place of the US?
Oh, God.
You old, stupid, and
That's not
slow.
Miami. Okay, that's Century Village in Pembroke Pines.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not Miami, Florida.
You seem to know the exact address of
Because I've got a retirement there. What are you kidding me? Of course I'm going to go there.
So you reach the Volga River, and there are 2 settlements there, or 2 defense positions. But I think Attila, with the help of his giant KV-1 tank that he got as a present from the Soviet, he'll be able to finish this.
That's nice.
I mean, somebody's got to use it. If they're just going to run away from it, abandon it, leave it broken on the side of the road.
Yeah. One thing that I need to mention is that we'll have modding support from the very beginning.
That's pretty cool. That's a big deal.
We'll have an editor for maps and scenarios, and we'll have Steam Workshop support there right from the get-go, because we know there's still a giant modding community for the first 2 games, and we want to deliver what these guys.
That makes a big difference too.
Can you mod the super tank to have the same front as the back, just to please this guy?
No, because that doesn't seem like that'd be fair. That's like an OP tank,
Whatever.
right?
No tanks OP, man.
No tanks OP. All of them
Gotta
you
make
could
it
get.
balanced.
You'll be able
Can you put Macho Man's voice as a sound for whenever a rocket shoots out of it? So, oh yeah!
Probably. So this is Stalingrad. What other famous locations will we be taking to? Are we going to Northern Africa? Are we going to
we're focusing on the European scenario for the base game. Like,
Cool.
we can expand on it later on, but of course, it'll start with the invasion of Poland, 1939, and it goes until the liberation of Berlin by the Soviets. But in between that, we kind of focused on the large-scale battles that you had in the Second World War. For example, the Battle of Prokhorovka, which was the largest tank battle ever. For example, the Battle of Hürtgen Forest, which was like very much focused on like dense forest warfare and stuff.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, but then we also have some maps or some battles that not a lot of games have touched upon so far, like the Battle of Sedan, the Battle of Arras, for example. That will kind of, we want every battle to have kind of like a very specific, unique point. So Sedan will be about crossing a river, getting on the other side, getting down to the bunkers. Arras will be very much focused about canyon warfare and using the Luftwaffe correctly.
Yeah. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
So close. It's like, take that blue circle. I believe in you.
Yeah. Do it, man. Do it. You can do it.
We lost Johnson, but damn it, I still believe.
Johnson. I love when devs take an old game, you know, that hasn't been out for a while and kind of just are like, let's bring it back.
I'm sorry, if one of you ask me something, I can answer, but...
No, we're going to say it at the same time.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
So
what do you think about...
No, I'm just saying, like, he was just saying he likes it when people take those games that we haven't seen in a while and brings it back. And I was just saying, in 2007, you said was the last...
yeah, it was the Sunstrike 3, yeah. So, yeah, actually, we kind of tried to bring back games that we played back in the days, and we want to have a new game in the series because we are gamers ourselves, we want to play this. So, yeah. Exactly.
I know, it's that sound.
Every time it happens, I think tanks are firing. That is.
So the lost trenches and some tower there as well, but I think it's a fair bet to say that we have just captured Stalingrad.
It's not over till it's over.
It's not over till the fair lady
bet you've done this before.
You think so, man?
I think so. I could be wrong.
So the 3 stars up top on the top right mean you've already secured your 3 stars? Or does that mean...
Yeah.
Oh, so you did a great job.
It shows you how well you already play. And there is some consideration of how much damage you have done against how much damage you have taken.
Yeah. Okay.
But on top of that, it actually looks at how tactically savvy you have played. So you get bonus points for that.
So he did a really great job with the tech.
Okay. Yeah, well, I hope so.
Right.
It's only his job that was on the line.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah,
get that 3.
Like 2 stars, huh? Well,
yeah, that's
so
it.
That's it. That means that you did it.
Yeah,
victory.
we did.
not only
There we
did he
go.
do it, nailed it. That's a 3-star performance right there.
That's 3-star
Something
performance.
you won't ever see.
That's because I get 5 stars, bro.
Oh, like a frog splash?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this screen also tells you how much badges you got on each tactical like operation and stuff like that. So you can kind of see, okay, if I would have done this, I would have actually got more points as well. And you'll get a list of how much damage you've done versus how much you have taken as well.
Only lost 32 Johnson?
Yeah, I
not
saw
too
that.
bad.
32 guys.
Yeah. So if you want, we can quickly jump into another mission as well. Like the other map that we have.
Yeah, just show us something real quick. Yeah, we don't mind.
real quick, because then you can see a winter area as well.
George Patton.
George Patton, Omar Bradley, and Bernard Montgomery are the ones on the Allied side as well.
Nice.
Okay.
We'll jump into the Battle of the Bulge just to show you a winter area. Like, so
That's one battle John will never win.
yeah.
Am I right?
What's
The
it?
Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah. We'll have to find out later.
Talking about it.
We're going to have to find out later tonight. I'll
Actually-
see you in the hotel room, buddy.
This was in 1944 when the Germans made a last-ditch attempt to break through the Allied lines in the Ardennes in the corner of Belgium and France. And the Allies were actually taken by surprise here. So actually, if you only have one unit at the beginning of this, just setting up a scout post in a village nearby, and then he actually sees that the Germans are moving into the area, and then it's kind of like a big defensive battle. So bit by bit, you need to get back to the defensive lines of your units in the very far east corner lower east corner of the map, and then the Germans will just keep spamming you with King Tigers and Panther Tigers and whatever, and you just need to hold out until they run out of resources. Yeah.
So they don't see you right now.
And they don't see me right now because I'm hidden in the building.
Nice.
Ready, sir.
But actually, they'll move into the area, and we need to like tell our bosses.
Nope, I'm just staying in the house. It's coming in hot.
Yeah. So there's already some of them coming out.
Don't run.
Yeah.
See?
No.
You were fine in the house.
Yeah.
No, he's got to tell
Johnson.
everybody else. Yeah.
You already see that he moves slower in the snow because like deep snow, and you can see his footprints in the snow as well.
Not a chance, sir. I move like a ghost.
I like that.
Can these guys freeze to death?
Lucky they
Can they freeze to death?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
That could be one of those things where it like ends up not being as much fun.
Sure.
If you had to balance that, you know.
There's enough stuff to do without freezing.
Freezing. Yeah. You have a lot
It's
more
hard
stuff
enough to
happening.
keep them alive.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Actually, you see that if they move into a dense forest area, they cannot be seen by any other troops until they fire. So you can kind of do ambushes, sneak around enemies with infantry, and hit them from behind. Yeah.
Forced ambushes.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I don't know how much time you have, so you can just keep this going.
We're hanging, man. We're learning
We're here all
about
night.
history.
Hope
But
you
you
guys
can hear
ate
that
dinner.
sound over there. If once that sound starts spilling over here, we're all just gonna be in trouble.
Oh, yeah,
it's just
yeah,
crazy.
So this
No,
one's a
we're hanging
constant
out. We're
retreat here. You have to keep falling back. Is what's going on here?
Sorry?
You have to keep falling back on this one.
Yeah, you have to. At first, you need to keep falling back because the Germans will be moving in. Like now, you see that they're bringing in tanks. You have no bet against these with your units. So Attila is gonna move the infantry into the dense forest and sneak out of there.
But you can actually go into that.
Yeah, you
forest,
can
too.
go into that
I thought
forest,
that
but
was
only
like-
infantry go into.
Oh, okay. I thought that
that's
was
pretty
like,
cool.
nah, there's no turning in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the move right there.
Yeah, so they sneak past the enemy into the area where the anti-tank guns are, and they anticipate their arrival there and bring down their tanks. But then it will be like, okay, now we have taken down many of their tanks, but they still keep going. So this will be a big offensive. We need to get back to our main defensive line.
Cool. What happens if you just keep running? That's what I'm doing.
The trigger will not stop.
You will lose.
Yeah.
In multiplayer, can you play all the maps, or do you have?
You will
select
have
number?
specific maps. So some of the
okay.
multiplayer maps will be historical maps that you can kind of like compete with your friends on, and some of the maps will be just like open areas that you can kind of do your own thing on.
In the when you're playing the single-player campaign, is there some sort of element to tell you like how, besides the stars, like where you rank on the leaderboards, if like you're the best person ever?
In the multiplayer, we'll have leaderboards to show you how well you compete against other players. You'll also get like statistics after a battle. So
Now he's showing us how to play this game right. Can you just show us how to do this wrong? Show us how you lose your entire fleet right away.
Yeah, okay, try it.
Do it, try it, come on. Do it like a noob.
He's like, I don't know
so
how.
he's taken out all of the units from the anti-tank guns, and because they provide the enough,
this is gonna hurt me to watch.
No, this is gonna be cool. This is educational. We got to see how to not do it.
Yeah, just
So here's
use
comes
the
the guy up here.
transport cars against the tanks.
Is that a Miata? Like a Mazda Miata?
That's a Miata, yeah. Did you know the tanks were made by Mazda back then?
It's actually a fun
So
fact.
you just try to
charging.
use the wrong units
Vehicles
against
against
the
them.
wrong
Oh man, they're getting
So actually he still stands a little ground because he has some bazooka guys that can pack a punch against the tanks.
Oh, they're getting
those
popped.
guys.
But he'll be run over pretty quickly. So yeah.
Oh, that one got popped now.
Yeah.
Now he's just gonna have foot soldiers go out there.
Oh, they're running
And
deep.
there's a lot of stuff incoming here as well.
You asked for this, John.
This is what
I wanted to see this.
asked for
And we
this.
all know his skill level is beyond ours, and he can do it right. But it's fun to see someone do it how I would play or how you guys would play, because I'm sitting here going, oh, you guys would know how to do this. This is how you guys would play too.
I would
Don't
know,
say
John.
you wouldn't.
No way.
Yeah, no. I'm a
the tactics,
John.
John. You don't know, John.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know,
I've known you guys for years. This is exactly what you would do.
Yeah.
He's still securing those combat.
His playing bad is still pretty good.
Yeah, not really.
Oh, I mean,
there we
he's
go.
got 1 star.
That's
he hasn't
nothing.
even, he's nowhere near the
He'll
computer.
get 1 star if he finishes the mission, but he won't.
He won't
So-
finish. Okay.
Damn.
So
confidence in
that's
your
pretty much
coworker.
it. If the
It
last
is.
ones, so they're still in a dying state, the infantry there, but this
Oh,
is
they're
kinda
about to
like-
get taken
they
down.
broke the lines, and that's pretty much it. Like,
Oh, you guys just got oh
Yeah.
no! So this is what it's like to defeat. You don't like seeing that, do you?
No,
I don't like
You're
it
so
either.
used
I
to
can't.
winning, but you know we're losers. So you gotta see, you gotta feel how we feel.
What's all this we talk?
Yeah, John's just going to like, right, guys.
Me future winners.
Okay, all right.
Last John Carnage, shaking
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out here and sharing this with us.
well, thanks for the opportunity.
See so
man.
much going on there, the multiplayer Soviet campaign, Ally in German. And so next year, but you can pre-order it now.
You can pre-order it now on Steam, and just go to the Steam store page and check it out.
Very, very cool. Any final thoughts from you guys? No,
I can't believe he actually played as well as you did that last mission.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Looks
Well,
cool. Looks
actually,
fun.
if you're on the show floor, you can just check it out at our booth as well.
And you guys are here every day of Gamescom.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if you are here at Gamescom, stop by and check out all of the Sudden Strike 4 action. But for now, that's it for us from day 2.
Yeah, we'll see
at
you guys.
Gamescom. We'll see you tomorrow with even more games on Twitch.